So this is our box and whisker plot for the following numbers. We always want to make sure that we place them in order from least to greatest. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, and I have another 10, 12, 14, 15, 17, and 18. So I've placed them in order from least to greatest. Now I'm going to find the median of the entire data set. So I'm going to start from my ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have 2 of them stuck in the middle. So what I would do would be add 10 plus 10. 10 plus 10 is equal to 20, and then divide it by 2. That's 10 to find my average, and it is 10. I'm actually going to make this a little bit longer. So this will be 9, 8, 7, 6. My lowest number is going to be 2. So I should actually, we're going to change this whole thing. I'm sorry. So we're drawing our line. Going to begin with 1. Midway will be 10. This is 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I know that it's not perfect, pretty darn close. Okay. So now my median is 10, so that's where my first line goes. Okay. And then my first number is 2, so that's where my dot goes. And my last number is 18, and that's where my other dot goes. And so now I'm going to build my median between these 2 sets of numbers. So cutting it in half, what is my median between 10? So I'm going to knock those out, and so it's going to be 4.5, because that's my average. If I divide it by 2, my average is 4.5. So this is where my lower quartile resides. Then I'm going to find my average, my median of the top half. So cover those and go one by one, and that's going to be 14.5, because 14 plus 15 and then divide it by 2 will be 14.5. And that's where my upper quartile is. So Q3, this is Q1, this is my median. So now all I have to do is bring those 2 boxes, or make that into one large box, and then connect my dot to the edge of that. It's your box and whisker. So if I were to cut it in half, it looks pretty symmetrical. And I don't think that one tail is necessarily larger than the other, but you can certainly tell the distance between 8 minus 10, or I'm sorry, 18 minus 10 is 8, and 10 minus 2 is 8. So they're basically the same distance. They just kind of look different because I had to draw it out. So let's look at number 3. What is the interquartile range? The difference between the upper quartile and the lower quartile. So I'm going to look at Q3. Q3 we said was 14 point, and Q1 is, I believe, 4.5. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract, and I'm going to 0.5. That is my interquartile range. And so now that you have these notes, we're going to move on to the next section, or the assignment, which is box plot review.